Hi, Fiends. Thanks for joining me. And March is Paranormal Month. And I am delighted to invite my brother in every way but blood, Marcus McGill,
Hey,
and
everyone.
Matt Burns.
Hey, guys. Thank you to DonnaJean and Marcus for having me on.
Matt has introduced me to some people that I have done chats with and became very fond of and close to, and I really, really appreciate it. So when Matt says, hey, we're shooting a film, I have this person, would you like to interview them? Without knowing anything about the person, just based on Matt's suggestion, I'll be like, yeah, I'm there. And that's actually what we are going to talk to you about. So I'm going to let Matt tell you about his part of what happened on the set of KOA, Killed on Arrival, and then Marcus and I will share our experience there.
So we brought in Julianne Prescott for KOA to be the killer, basically a killer like nurse, basically, or doctor, whatever you want to call it, or whatever, in the haunted attraction. So I mean, we shot her, we shot her scenes that day. Apparently, like I think what you guys told me that the some of the footage got lost, or it didn't record, or it started doing weird stuff, the camera. And then that day we were shooting, we had Owen Young was shooting the movie, who was a great cinematographer. It's funny, like Owen's like, he's shooting with Julianne, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, something's wrong with this footage or whatever. We started looking back through it, and it was all glitchy and everything else. And
but yeah, I had no idea that the Creekside Manor was haunted. I had no idea. Then, like I said, when we were packing the stuff up or whatever after the shoot, thankfully after we saved all the footage, there was a paranormal investigation team there, and I couldn't believe it because I had no idea the Creekside Manor had any paranormal activity in it. But these guys they came both times that we shot. I mean, I think it was the same weekend both years, and they were just so they because they get such good readings there, they come like every year just about. It's really a crazy experience to think of.
That's my side of the story, but I mean, hopefully, like I said, I can't wait to hear what happened to you guys more in depth there.
So Marcus, why don't you talk about what you did with setting up the camera, because I know you were testing it and double testing it before we hit record.
Yeah, when we arrived on site, you guys, Matt, you all gave us the quick tour of the house. And after you all went out to start setting up the shot outside, yeah, Julianne just kept saying, she was like, it feels kind of weird in here, but it's nice in here, because all the setup for the haunted house and everything. And so, DonnaJean and I noticed it too. We were like, yeah, it does feel kind of, I don't know, we just couldn't put our finger on it, So I went to setting up the cameras, setting up the mics, everything was working. We triple checked, like we record, stop, got a couple, quick clips of DonnaJean and Julianne talking, and it was working fine, totally fine. Start the interview, got to recording, saw everything on the screen, saw the red light, saw REC, it was recording, and we just lost everything. It was just,
and we talked, that interview went
everything.
What was it, about 45 minutes?
No, it was like an hour.
And we all spent a bit of time together, and we were so grateful that we had the chance to, thanks to Matt and inviting us out. And I went home and I went to download it, and it kept messing up, and it kept only giving me the last 10 minutes, like maybe the last 15, but I think it was more like the last 10. And I just kept trying things, and I'm not that computer savvy. So I called you, Marcus, and I said, hey, I'm not getting anything on here. What am I doing wrong? And you walked me through it, and you were just like, wow. And we're both flipping out, thinking it was something that we did or whatever. And then I sent Matt a text, and I don't remember if you called me or if it was all on text, but I remember you said, oh yeah, it's haunted. That's the ghost. They don't like to be recorded.
Yeah, it was funny because, like I said, I didn't know either until I met these guys afterwards or whatever, and the whole thing with the laptop. Because again, my friend Tom Toohey, who brought the laptop, he was a skeptic. Like he doesn't believe in that stuff at all. But that day he made a believer.
Well, the crazy thing is it happened to you and it happened to us in the same
In the
location,
same
the
location.
same exact location.
Yeah, same day, same time, same location. Yeah, exactly. That's what made it so, you know,
So-
that's what made it so consistent and perfect almost, you know, for this kind of
Really,
thing.
and of course I was brokenhearted about what we'd caught in the video.
Yeah.
And I called Julianne, and as it turns out, she chose to look at it in a very optimistic way, like, well, you know what? Let's just do another one. So the interview that I have is actually like, I think it's the first one I do is an explanation of what happened with the ghosts not liking to be recorded. And then that last 10 minutes, and then we do another whole whole interview about where she was at that time. But it was like, when you just said, yeah, the ghosts don't like to be recorded, it was like, Marcus, that's what we were feeling there. That's
Yeah.
what we were feeling there.
Because it's funny, like, you know, when we went to check the footage, we had the stuff recorded before the interview, and we had the last 10, 15 minutes of the interview, but everything between that gone.
Yeah, it was the very beginning of you being like testing 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's our story.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So you guys out there, if you think you might be feeling something,
Trust
you
you,
might be.